they started hating. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
The 2 Sports Pre-Game Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you are joining us today as we enter the final episodes of the NBA regular season. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. We'll watch the visiting squad as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Last outing for the Spurs, unsuccessful, coming away with a loss to Portland. That game was high scoring. Tonight, they'll need to be better defensively. And Stephen Curry, one of the guys we'll be seeing tonight, is one of the most exciting and dynamic players in the league. Kenny, you know what I like to say. He makes it look effortless. Maybe the best shooter of all time. You ready to go that far?
Of all time?
You ready to go that far?
I just can't give it to you after that few of seasons. I just say that
he won a championship.
Yes, he won a championship.
He's up there with us now. He's in the house.
He's in the house.
He can get in the party.
But Reggie Miller and Ray Allen had done it over a longer block of time.
Not like Steph Curry done it.
But he's done it bigger in a shorter span. So I will still go with my two guys, Reggie and Ray.
You know, his career from three-point, Ernie, he's 44%, which is insane. And listen, he's not taking 1 or 2 a game. He's taking 9 3-pointers a game. Long three-pointers, deep, off the dribble. Splaka Kataya.
And that's why I say he makes it look
effortless.
Time for tip-off as we send it to Kevin Harlan.
The Tower of the Americas in Hemisphere Park, reminders of the International Expo San Antonio hosted years back. Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Noche Latina, the NBA's celebration of the Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Sitting at third in the West, there's no question this is a top-notch team.
Yeah, and to say these guys are hot right now would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, Greg, it's been a big-time winning streak. I mean, many of the games haven't even been close during the streak. Needless to say, they're coming into every game now with great confidence and swagger.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. LeBron James is out there with Stoudemire. Then there's baddest one. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Curry in at the 1. And that one's good by Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here is McGrady. Boy, was he something else against Dallas. Stoudemire attacking. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. Really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
Good, and it's Cousins picking up the assist. Stoudemire's got his second bucket. Last game for the Spurs, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers.
And the effort down the stretch, those final 2 minutes of regulation, you know, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and that can happen after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
And here is LeBron, following Larry Bird's 3. Down low, Abdul-Jabbar with the block. And now the fast break, Anthony with the ball. It's Abdul-Jabbar, high post. Bird outside. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Bird. 5 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Goes back up. And Kareem throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
McGrady outside. Stoudemire the screen. McGrady with the ball. Now Anthony defending.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Here's the 3. It's rebounded by New York. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And what a heck of a performance for them, particularly offensively. I mean, there were stretches of that game where everything seemed to be falling.
Ball movement was superb, majestic, and they got good shots and they made them. So it wasn't a surprise, but the ball movement was the key.
West kicks to Griffin. Abdul-Jabbar against Cousins. Out to Bird, and stolen by Cousins. New York leading by 4. Curry with it. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Cousins, no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range. And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And so New York calls timeout first. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in a more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And then for New York, Green, he's checked in for Cousins. Thompson comes in for baddest one. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Steph Curry.
Boy, he is such a ridiculous dunker.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you come to expect plays like that from him, and folks, that never gets old.
And here is LeBron. After the three-pointer from Scottie Pippen, rejected by Millsap. Passes it to Ibaka. West dishes to Millsap. Out to Ibaka. Beyond the arc. Draymond Green with the rebound.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
It's stolen by Ibaka. It's Pippen with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
All right, a chance to see stats for Paul. How's the last month of basketball been for him? First in assists, first in blocks, and then there's his work at the free throw line where he holds the best percentage league-wide.
And I think we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. I mean, he maximizes every possession and just shreds defenses.
Now here's LeBron. Really was a guy who also stepped up in that win against the Mavericks. New York shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. He's off on the first. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And a fast break now for the Spurs. West, that's good.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And the wide-open shot from Green. And the 3-ball is good. Green's got his first 3 points of the game. San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. The drive by Paul. Millsap kicks to Ibaka. Here's Paul. They get the rebound. Out to West. And the release was before the buzzer. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. New York leads by 2. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
They've got Bird. Anthony is out there at West. Then there's Griffin, and it's Abdul-Jabbar in at the 5 spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
West. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Now Curry. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things their way, no doubt. They've been winning on the backcourt.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And here we have some expert playmakers at the 2-guard position. Since the All-Star break, these are the shooting guards averaging the most assists per game. Well, you look at the baddest one, currently 5th in the league in assists. Such court vision.
And that list of players just goes to show that great passing doesn't just come from the point. The way those guys distribute the ball from the 2 spot is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and it may often be overlooked, that skill at the shooting guard position, but if you think back on the all-time greats at that spot on the floor, they were all fantastic passers. Almost all were fantastic passers.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays, he is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkey embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Feeds it to McGrady, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Here's Curry, and it's off the back rim. No good.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
The drive by Anthony uses the glass to finish the layup. Anthony's got 4 this quarter.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
New York calls timeout. Last time they met in New York.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
LeBron, he's checked in for Green. Offensive rebound. Curry passes to LeBron. Some nice passing by New York here. Curry with a wide open look. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Left side, Griffin. Pass to Anthony. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Cousins. Outside Curry. This one for three, and the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. A different look now for San Antonio. Pippen comes in for Abdul-Jabbar, and Paul subbed in for West. Clock at 6. It's Curry outside. Again, Curry missing.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And stolen by James. He dishes it to Curry. Kicks to Cousins. And some changes here for the Spurs. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Griffin. Millsap comes in for Bird. And West subs in for Anthony. And here's LeBron outside. That's good. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Ibaka outside. Pippen a screen on Cousins. Back to West. Lets it go from 11. Millsap misses.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Williams kicks to Curry. Another miss by Curry.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Hakeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks. 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Out to Thompson. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Guys, you gotta love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that 2-guard position.
Well, he can defend 3 positions, Kevin. And offensively, he does everything you want done from the 2-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Billups kicks to LeBron. Inside, here's Stoudemire, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Paul Millsap picks one up. New York shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Ibaka goes in. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
And New York making a change here. Green's checked in.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
His 3-pointers off the mark.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front-court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
LeBron kicks to Billups. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. For 3, Pippen, and no good trying to get that one. And so that brings the first half to a close. It's San Antonio up by 10. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, here with Stephen Curry. And Steph, you've had to deal with a lot of defensive pressure. What do you need to do to counteract that?
I just got to slow down. I mean, we're playing good defense, trying to trap the ball screens and take them out the three-point line. But, you know, just got to be aggressive, keep getting shots up, making the right plays, and they'll turn around.
Steph, thank you so much. Kevin, it's not easy in the NBA.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They never dug. And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just a...
And now the third quarter about to get going. It's been quite a game for Amari Stoudemire.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. Steph Curry's out there with baddest one. Then it's Stoudemire. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. No good from West.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
Man, I got to pick my jaw up off the floor after that one, guys.
And that one's good. And it's 7 points for Steph Curry.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Spurs leading by 5. West dishes to Bird. They double-team Bird from 11 feet away. Here's Abdul-Jabbar, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Curry with it. West picks him up. Stoudemire. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
All stops the dunk there. The best outcome in a bad situation.
You know, you don't like the foul, but if the alternative is giving up a dunk, it's an easy choice to make. I think it sets a tone for your defense around the rim. Make them earn it.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Anthony, the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Spurs working the ball around now. Griffin against LeBron. Stoudemire with a screen on Griffin. The drive by James, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Well, he holds the reins to this team, and we're seeing some examples, guys.
And that's the kind of take-charge leadership that every team desperately needs.
Checking out the game LeBron is having. He's got 8 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
And the rejection by Stoudemire. Here's the lob to the hoop, and the dunk by LeBron.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought him back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll. You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
McGrady against Anthony, and the foul called on ABC. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Williams, he's checked in for New York. Curry's shot is good. And for Cousins, those 20, 20, 10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season.
They're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit.
For New York, they have shot 60% from the line, 6 of 10. A different look now for San Antonio. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Pippen comes in for Blake Griffin. And West subs in for West. Anthony on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. Ibaka, wide open, he fires. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. For New York, they've gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Stoudemire setting the pick for Williams. Back to Stoudemire. Just 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Paul Millsap is checked in for Ibaka. And Paul subbed in for Anthony. And then for New York, Draymond Green, he's checked in for Cousins. Klay Thompson comes in for Williams. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Steph Curry. For 3, West. That's good. West has got 10.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Thompson with the bucket.
A very good half for them from the field. They've got their shooting percentage up over 50%.
Yeah, their offense heating up, and anytime you shoot it this way.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, the great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play.
And Paul Millsap, guys, the only player to lead the NCAA in rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former second-round pick, was kind of slept on, but now clearly making his mark in the NBA.
Greg, you were talking about Millsap's ferocious rebounding. He battles inside, but Clark, he is so skilled.
Yeah, he's just really a good all-around basketball player. He can pass, handle, step out, and hit the 3. Very, very versatile. He makes an impact on the game a lot of ways.
Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
And the shot is good. Millsap's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Green kicks to Thompson. Back to Green. Some nice passing by New York here. It's Thompson off the drive.
Not the guy you want to send to the line, Kevin.
Guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Bird. And a switcher also for New York. James is checked in. Griffin dishes to Millsap. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists tonight. New York trailing. Outside, Billups. Green with a screen on Paul. Billups from outside. The shot is off. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Spurs lead by 1. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. And for the Spurs, they're shooting well. They're at 45%. Griffin is out there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then there's Mr. Moves. Then there's West. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Curry with it. He's picked up by Paul. Now here's Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Phillips kicks to Curry. And a miss there on the triple. San Antonio leading. Here's Griffin. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Paul kicks to Abdul-Jabbar, and stolen by Cousins. Rips down the breakaway slam.
You might not have expected him to go for the steal there, but boy, oh boy, did it ever work out for him.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, at this stage of a tight game, all too often teams play not to lose, and they wouldn't be in the lead right now if he hadn't taken a chance there.
The basket counts, and one will go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
The Spurs making a switch here. Birds checked in. Baddest ones checked in for New York. To the inside. Here's LeBron. A baseline J, and he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Stoudemire's checked in for Thompson.
Out of bounds. Still Spurs ball.
It's West with the drive, and he banks in the layup, and the Spurs lead by 1.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Curry against West. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's McGrady. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And New York leads by 1.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Man, I tell you, partner, this has been some fun basketball, and they don't look like they're slowing down at all. You better strap your seatbelt on here. Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
And stolen by Cousins. And a fast break now for New York. Oh! That was incredible.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly. You're right. And caught the defense totally off guard.
Hey, guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's... able to smile, more of a smile of relief. And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
West is checked in for San Antonio. Spurs trail by 7. Griffin attacking. It's stolen by McGrady. He lobs up the alley-oop pass and finished off by LeBron.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now. What a night so far for Jerry West. 10 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today. Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
And he makes all three. New York calls timeout.
And now, your
New York leading by 6. Curry kicks to LeBron. To the paint. Outside for Curry. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him. Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, not typical. They've been dominant on the board, but they are still falling short on the scoreboard.
LeBron against Bird. Just 5 to shoot. Here's LeBron. New York, no good that time either.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Bird. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Curry with it. And Griffin picks him up defensively. McGrady. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for New York.
Guys, one of the themes in this game has been how much of their scoring has come off turnovers.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Here's Curry. They get the rebound. Here's Cousins. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
LeBron outside. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or 2, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Always going up for the alley-oop here.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
San Antonio calls timeout. They trail by 10. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plan